Feels like spring today. It's almost 50 degrees and sunny. So we're gonna wreck the garage and we'll go out and get some exercise. I'm not using that media mod because I think the audio on that media mod is garbage. I think it's actually worse than the regular onboard audio. I'm going to need some air. Roy Pow, get powered, get inspired. By some miracle, this has worked perfectly every time I go to use it. Yeah, I guess it shouldn't be that miraculous because this is built by a Chinese company in China, which is usually better than an American company building it in China because of corporate greed. Has a fake cooling fan on the front. It doesn't weigh anything, but gets the job done. That's very low, it's only at 30. It's gonna take 65. Put it to about 70 because it's going to drop a little. When we go outside, it's going to get colder. There's snow on the ground still. Put all that away later. Alright, the objective for this evening is I want to change oil in the car, which we're going to do now. Turn on the heat on because it's kind of cold in here. It's only 52. We're going to change oil in the car, and then once we do that, we're going to go to we're going to go back inside, and we're going to try to clean up downstairs and get all the shelves back in place so that I can use the cleaning area again, and I can use the studio a little better, because both of those rooms are just a complete dysfunctional disaster right now. So we'll do that, and then after we do that, because that shouldn't take long, after we do that, we're going to go to Lowe's, because I want to pick up some more of those ridiculous General Electric candle glow incandescent bulbs for the ceiling fan in the living room. And while we're there, we'll check the Christmas lights as well. My mother, I talked to her today, she says that the Christmas lights at the Home Depot are already on sale. Today is only the 18th, so it seems kind of early to me, but quite possibly they're on sale at Lowe's. Either way, we'll stop at the Home Depot and check the sales there too, because it's right on the way regardless. So we'll drive by the Home Depot on the way back, so it doesn't take any extra time to just stop there and take a look. If there are really good sales, I might purchase 2 sets of 50 DEL lights to put outside. Probably won't get much of anything else because we just don't have the budget for it this year. And I'm not really as concerned about it as I have been in the past. You know, some people are generating some hysteria about the incandescent Christmas lights going away, and I don't really think that that's going to happen. There was plenty of incandescent stock this year at all different stores. I really don't see it disappearing anytime soon. I think we'll see plenty of it next year as well. Okay, so we just need to get all this stuff out of the way. Incandescent lights bought this year, case in point. It's good enough. Alright, so we should have some oil in here. We need 2 jugs because it takes 5 quarts, or no, it takes 6 quarts, and these are only 5. So we need like 1 1/4. I'm not known for speed, but I'm going to try to do this quickly because I have other things I want to do today. And this is not one of them. This is just getting done out of necessity. I don't really mind doing this, but I don't particularly like it anymore either. I don't like climbing under here. Working on the top is fine, it don't faze me, but I don't really like climbing underneath there and working from the bottom anymore. It's gonna hit that other box. Get this stinking box out of the way. Once I clean up downstairs, I can potentially get all this stuff out of here and put it back, and then this will be clean again. Oh, and then part of the reason that we're going to go to Lowe's is we can put some runtime on the engine, and then we'll come back and check the oil level again, because usually it'll go down a little bit as the filter fills up and so forth. So there is some broken glass over here, so I'm going to vacuum this area up before we do any work. And then I have a piece of foam that we'll put down. Just makes the floor a little bit less cold. I have this, so we use that. It sure is nice to do this in a heated space. I would never try and do this in my grandparents' garage before I had my own garage. And they don't have heat in there, and it was cold. And I just don't fare well with the cold. Bunch of leaves behind here, that's a bit of a hazard. Part of the problem is it's so stinking windy around here that you open the door, all these leaves blow in. And you can clean them up out of the yard every day, and you just still get more and more. It's constant. I think we're going to use this high pressure sodium work light this time, just to make things a little more interesting as opposed to the regular drop light. Well, that's a HID lighting running right now. We got 370 watts metal halide. I got very lucky finding these. I picked these up off of Faceblog Fake Place, and they're pretty reasonably priced, and they're great for in here. There's a beautiful nostalgic orange glow. This is what outdoors used to look like at night up until like the mid 2010s, at least around here. Super iconic. Oh man, I forgot about all this junk under here. I'll have to move. Well, actually, I could probably just move it down. That's probably what I can do. I'll just move it back that way. I don't want to cancel it out because I have actually used a couple of these pieces. Sometimes they come in handy, and then sometimes they're just a nuisance, like right now. Yeah, this foam makes it a lot easier. Unfortunately, the microphones ran out of charge at some point during that segment, so I've got it plugged in now. This has happened a bunch of times, and it's a little frustrating because the microphones have no audible indication of when the battery's running out. And I could see arguments for why you wouldn't want that, but you know, in my case, if it had a beep when it runs out of charge like the GoPro does, then I would know when there's a problem. It just kind of silently runs out of charge and you don't know. I actually ordered a second set of these microphones. Well, there's two reasons. The microphones claim to last 15 hours, which is a crock of baloney because the actual charge time, you know, per usage is probably only maybe 3 or 4 hours tops. It comes up with that number because the case for the microphones has a battery in it, and that will recharge all 3 units a couple times. So it says you can use it for 15 hours. It has 15 hours of battery life, it claims, and it's accurate in the sense that you can be away from a power outlet and get 15 hours of operation because you can recharge it with its own battery, but it's certainly not 15 hours of continuous operation or anything close to that. So it's a little misleading. So I've had a bunch of cases where the thing will run out of charge, and granted they do charge up pretty quick, but it's grossly misleading. I don't like when it's misleading like that. It's a lie. That's what that is. So I had thought about getting a second set for that reason. You know, what would have been nice is if the receiver unit had twice the battery life of the transmitters. Now, I guess my use case is probably kind of unique, but that would at least give me twice the length of operating time because I could, you know, it comes with 2 transmitters. So when one transmitter goes out, it could swap to the other one and then, you know, double the lifetime of the battery charge if I had to, you know, if the battery was better in the in the receiver, but it's about the same. The battery life's about the same for all 3 units. So the other reason why I had to buy another one is because there was a mishap. The camera tipped over while I was filming with the microphone connected, and this was on the stupid phone. The little adapter piece that plugs into the non-standard proprietary port on the phone, it kind of got a little bent, and it was very flaky at that point. And unfortunately, you can't seem to buy that part separately, which is dumb, because I would imagine that's something that breaks fairly often. So I had to buy a whole new set. Well, I didn't have to. I opted to, because I thought it just made sense between that and the battery situation. So had I opened that up and got it set up, yeah, I haven't done that yet, but if I did, then at this point in time I could have just switched to the other microphones instead of having it plugged in like this, because now it's not portable. But it's not a big deal. Now after all that, I can't find the socket I need. I know I have it because I used it plenty of times, but I cannot find it right now. And that is a problem. That is a complete work stoppage. It's a 26 mil, I think, and I don't have any sets that go up that high. Oh, this is not good. Especially now, I've taken all the oil out. I can't even like just say screw it, I'll use it for the next couple of days until I get in a socket. I have to fix this now. It's always lived in this drawer, and now I don't see it in this drawer. Why? Why is that? I suppose I could have put it in the other drawer, but that would be just dumb. Oh no, here it is. It's not a 26, it's 24. That was close. Well, to no surprise, this is taking way longer than I wanted it to. That's just typical around here. And just plan for everything to take 2 or 3 times as long as a normal person would do it in. I didn't write down the torque value for this, so now we got to go through that again. There's a specific torque value that this is supposed to be, and I set it to that torque value last time. Now I think we're going to find that the filter is all mangled up anyways, because it seems like it just gets mangled up regardless of what torque value you put on there. If it's mangled up again, I'm just doing it by hand to what I feel it should be, because it made no difference. Yep, it's all mangled up just as much as usual. So that torque value can go far in the bag, and I'm going to put it to what I feel like it should be. And it's still going to get mangled up, and I don't care. It's just the way it is. I can't make it not do that. Where's the new filter? Here's the new filter. And of course it comes with one of these. I don't think I've ever changed this, because it doesn't leak and it looks like it's still in very good condition. So I'm not changing it. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that gasket at all. I must have 15 of these in a drawer somewhere. Now I have 16. Of course, I'm not going to throw it out because, you know, why would you throw it out? But that's a different story. So there's a discrepancy here. It's supposed to go in like this, with this up at the top. And this is supposed to, oh, it does. There's a latch that it sits on. You know, it sits in place on here. But it doesn't stay. So I think this filter setup is stupid. I'm glad it's on the top of the engine, but that's about all I can say about it. And then there's something in the air that's broken too, but I don't know. At some point, it's like, how much money you gotta put into a busted up old car? It looks like it's working. The filter's dirty. That thing's been broken for as long as I can remember. Click. All right, it's torqued properly. I will die on the hill. It's torqued properly. I've changed that enough times. I know what it feels like. I feel like this shouldn't go in the regular trash because there's oil in there, but I don't know what else. Where else would you put it? It's not going to go in the blue bin. This can go in the blue bin. A box. Alright, let's get that bolt back in place. I think that this wire is long enough. It's almost like a quarter charge. It does charge very quickly, I'll give it that much. Yeah, this is long enough. Okay, good. Okay, where is the, where's the wrench? Where is it? This is not the one that we was using. Here it is. It's a 17 mil. I'm not going to write it down. There's no point. I will lose the piece of paper. Oh no. I got some of the oil on this piece of foam. This does not absorb the oil. It wipes right off. It makes it very good for this task. This is pretty cool working with the sodium light. I don't know why I never thought to do that before. It's much easier on the eyes than that other one. Something's goofy with this nut. There we go, now it's threading properly. Alright, and when we get back from the store later, we'll check and make sure there's no oil here. So I'll make this real clean so we can see anything that's going wrong, which is hopefully nothing. Well, all things considered, that was actually pretty clean. When I get the oil put in here, I'll drain this out into those containers. Actually, it might be an issue. If it didn't burn a whole quart, we might have excess that I don't have anywhere to put. Maybe I have one outside. An old oil jug. So that's a good possibility. Don't really need this up here, but why not use it? Alright, now I gotta find where the funnels are. I think they were somewhere over here last time I saw them. This is not a logical place for them, but it's where they were. And now I don't see them, so I probably moved them to a more logical place, which is nice, but if I don't remember where that is, then it's not very helpful. Oh, the drop weight's over here. And so is that thing for the leaf blower. And neither of those things belong over there. The funnels belong over there, apparently. Where are those stinking funnels? We can complete the task without the funnels if need be. But it's annoying in concept now because I know that I have them. Well, here's a funnel, but that's way too small. I'm gonna be here for a long time using that thing. Ah, cheese. I just realized I forgot to put on the lights here. Spent a lot of time putting them up last night and didn't even turn them on. How stupid is that? That's almost as dumb as misplacing the funnels. I know that I moved them when I did that mass cleanup over the summer. Well, this is unfortunate. Where are those dang funnels? There's 4 of them too. So now all 4 of them are missing. But come on. Kind of running out of places where they could be. Alright, this is getting a little ridiculous here. Where are the stinking funnels? Unless I put them somewhere and they fell. And now they're falling somewhere out of sight. That's a possibility. Well, we might have to do it without the funnels. I don't have enough time to keep looking for these funnels. I know they were last over here somewhere. Just take a look around here and see if I can find them. If I can see them anywhere over here. Nope, I don't see him. This is getting kind of stupid now. Nope, I don't see him anywhere over here. Alright, this is really dumb now. How stupid is that? You've got to be kidding me. I have no idea where the funnels are then. I scoured the whole garage here and they're nowhere to be seen. That's really frustrating. Oh, we're going to have to make do without them. I don't have them. I have not the slightest idea where they are. Absolutely no idea at this point. Okay, I'm gonna have to make one, I guess. I shouldn't have to make one when I own 4 of them, but that's a different story. That is really annoying. Where are the stinking funnels? This is so stupid. Well, that's it. I don't have any more time for this. I can't throw out the whole evening looking for funnels. So I'm gonna have to just get a little bottle or something, and we'll cut the bottom off and use that to create a funnel. It's stupid to have to do that when you own funnels, but it is what it is. No idea. Not a clue where those things are. Starting to cloud over out here. It's supposed to rain tonight. I'd like to get out to the stores before it rains. And now at this funnel freak show, we're losing time. I'm really not happy about this funnel situation. This is costing me 10 cents now. we've got a funnel now. It's not the right one, but it's one that'll get the job done. A bit of moisture in here. Let's get all that out. Okay. So we know that we're going to need a whole quart, or a whole container rather, and then part of the second one. So we'll just fill it all the way with the first one. Okay, let's make sure there's no oil on the floor. There's no oil on the floor, so we should be fine. So we'll add a little bit of this one, and then we'll check it. And we'll check it again when we get back from the store, because the filter and everything is going to take some up. So I'll have to add a little more most likely. This does have a measurement thing on the side of the container, which is pretty handy. Alright, that's about good, maybe a little bit more. Okay, let's see where the dipstick claims that we're at. I don't like this dipstick, but at least it exists. Wouldn't be surprised if some cars, they don't even come with one. Okay, that's right about to the top. So, according to this, it's full. Alright, so we'll have to use it, and then we'll come back and check it again. Now that this thing is on a flat surface that's level, it is down to about 3.5 quarts. So I put in about 1.5 out of this jug. So that's a total of about 6.5 out of the 6 it claims. That's probably about right, because it's the filter thing is going to eat up some of the oil, so we might be okay. And I'll keep this for later in case we need it again. Unless the actual funnels surface between now and then, which is highly unlikely because I don't think that they're over there by where the shelves are, and that's the only place I'm going to be operating between now and then. Let's see if we can get the oil into that old jug before it spills. These microphones charged up yet? And it's about a little over halfway. It's not bad. So we'll need to keep an eye on that little thing on the side there. And this leaks because it's just a piece of junk, so I have to keep that over it. And it doesn't thread on properly. How do you screw up a product like this? It's just such a simple piece of equipment, and this one is just terrible. Should have waited to get a vintage one. Wouldn't have been all these problems with it. It is kind of interesting to be able to take a measurement of how much oil is getting burned off, which is not something that should be happening. Okay, that's full to the top. All right, so that's more full than the container would be normally. So actually it's not burning that much oil, which it shouldn't be. It's probably only burned out maybe half a quart. That's not bad for something that's 15 years old. I'll have to take this to get it recycled. How much is left in here? I'm going to leave it alone because I got to change the oil in the generators too, and the leaf blower and the lawnmower, so I'll just do that, and then when it fills up again, I'll take care of it then. I just didn't want it to be full to the point where, you know, if it tips over, it's going to like dump a gallon of oil everywhere. This is fine like this. It's not much in there. I don't expect it to dump anyways. But you never know. There's always a freak show. A freak show. Always in the video. Okay, I'll mark that task as complete. Let's get this closed up. Now the camera battery is almost out of charge. All these stinking batteries. We gotta put this stupid thing on, which I guess is good to have in the wintertime, but it's dumb in the summer. See how hot it gets. It's, you know, it's just deteriorating. We should probably change the air filter soon too. It's been in there for a while. Perfect timing. Hello.
Hey, Jordan.
Who is it?
It's Connor.
Oh. That was an old friend that called, somebody I used to work with. So let's see if we can get this kind of put back together here. This is a puzzle, and I don't really remember exactly how it goes. So this might be a trial and error type thing. I want this shelf to be on the end. What the heck? I want it to be on the end because I'm going to put the box of spare bulbs, which I should go get, on the bottom there so that I can easily pull it out and get to it as the season progresses and we need spare bulbs. Okay, I've got the box. Here it is. So this is the box, and I just want to slip this in right under here like this, and that will be under there for when we need it. Now I also, before I actually have this here, I have these C7 bulbs or C9 bulbs. This should be in there. Put that there. And then there's a whole box, another box, all these stinking boxes. Blah, blah, blah. Sounds like a farm, whatever. I got this whole thing full of various types of bulbs, which I kind of want in the same general vicinity of this, but I need a smaller box because it's not going to fit. Where did that go? Is it still upstairs somewhere? I had something that some food came in. My stinking nose has been running ever since I was outside and I can't catch it. Where did I put that? Here it is. Maybe I can put all those things in this box and slip this under there. Yeah, I think it'll fit. I want to keep this on the edge here as well, and maybe I'll put all these into here instead. Yeah, that works. Oh no, one of these is open now. These are some loose bulbs. So these should probably go in here now so they don't get lost. Okay, so now we can have this like this, and this can slip under here like that, and now I have easy access to all the spare bulbs if we kind of position this like this. Okay, good. So then next we're going to put on top of this, I'll put this there. That's fine. Might use these in the studio, so we'll keep those nearby. And this is for fall. This is a glowing pumpkin. Not going to need that for another 10 months or so. That's not going to stay up there. Well, come on. No, the labeling is now wrong, but it's not going to roll away inside a box. In fact, might even be able to put both of these in here. This bigger one's not really going to fit. Not nicely anyways. Alright, good enough. It's out of the way. And it's in a box! Okay. So now we have this box. I'll put that upstairs somewhere. And I also want to use this in the studio. So I'll keep this out. That'll go in the studio. These were some of the Christmas decoration I had at work. That will go in the studio. And let's see here. This can go upstairs. This will go in the studio. This will go in the studio. This will stay in there. That will stay in there. And then I think there are, oh, this can go in studio too. Or maybe I'll put that upstairs. There's some C9s in here which I'll probably use in the studio or use for bulbs. Yeah, those will go in the studio. These I've had at work since 2018, I think. This is a blue bulb. It's practically white by now. It's amazing how faded some of these are. But the strings are still working. Overall, still working. Okay. You know, I kind of reorganized this box, and I got to do it again now because it's all screwed up. Got some white C9s. You know what? Maybe I'll leave these C9s over here. Maybe I'll use them in this area somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up using these down here too. I'm not sure. This needs to go upstairs. Some candy canes, some snowflakes, some bows.
There's some lights that need repair, some glowing. It's all good stuff in there.
This I want to put up here for now. This I'll leave out to potentially get used in the studio. This can go in the closet upstairs. All right, so now I guess we'll put this. This is where it becomes a puzzle, and I don't remember the way it goes. Hey, this goes here like this, perhaps. I don't think it's the way that it was, which may be a problem. Alright, so I've got an opening on this shelf here where we can put two Theans. We'll grab two of the ones I have upstairs. And then we'll put that shelf back. I've already used these two for several days, so we're going to swap them out. This is the Lakewood 223 in and the P25 in can't reach the plugs. I actually have something that will solve this problem. I gotta get it out and use it. Okay, I've got the 223. Very nice fan. And I've got the 23, also a very nice fan. Glad we got a extra run out of these here in the middle of winter. And once I can get this area cleaned up down here, then I'll be able to start doing fan cleaning services again. I can't right now because I can't reach the sink or the dishwasher, really. And you probably can't even see what's going on anymore. I'm going to unplug this microphone aspect here. It should be charged up. And I'll put this here. Okay, this is one of the ones that's next, this brown one. I really like these brown ones. And this brown one too. We have two brown ones. 1 second and 1/3 to be used this Christmas. Okay, so next, I'm trying to think of how we formatted this. I think there was one shelf that went here, which was this one, because there's nothing on this that we access on the regular. Why is this stuck? And why does it seem like we're going to have a total avalanche when this moves? Oh, we're definitely going to have an avalanche of some cardboard, but that's not a big deal. There's all the cardboard. There's the avalanche. You know what's causing this whole problem is caused it since I put it here. This stinking computer. I'm going to put this somewhere else. It doesn't fit on the shelf properly. And it's just always a total nuisance. Now we're going to put that somewhere else. It'll fit a lot better without that there. Okay, now we have all this cardboard. We have some pieces of wood. I don't want to get rid of these pieces of wood because these are the shelves for the cabinetry that's in the garage and in the studio. So if we ever want to reconfigure the shelves, which is a pretty conceivable thing to want to do at some point, I will need these pieces of wood. So that's why I'm keeping these, and actually I should probably put them up on the pallets in case it floods, because these are cheesy fiberboard. They're not going to survive a flood. Okay, I think the next thing that goes is a shelf of box fans, or maybe this, because this doesn't have anything on top, so it's designed to clear the ceiling fans. These two things can go upstairs. This goes here and it just barely clears it. That's why nothing is on top. We gotta do something with all this cardboard. Probably move it to the attic. As soon as I cancel it out, I'm going to need it, so I don't cancel it out. So leaf. So there's two shelves of box fans left, and then one shelf, no, two shelves of other stuff. I think this seems further back than it was before, which is not good. I thought it was like up to here before. Something's fishy here. Something's real fishy. So this has nothing on top, also because it goes under the ceiling fans here. Maybe it was just these two shelves that were moved over more. I think this is kind of looking more correct. Oh. I'm gonna get stuck here, so I'm gonna bring this camera before I get stuck. Yeah, I realize there's pipes in the way, but you get a better view of this there than where it was. I'm almost done anyways. So I think that these box fans go next. Oh. Someday we'll fix that. Hopefully sooner than later. Can reach that light again. Haven't had that light on in quite a few weeks. Alright, so this does get very close. This has to move over here. And this has to go over here, and it has to kind of finagle in between. It does hit this fan, which is not ideal. That goes there like that, and there's a unit missing from there, which I'd like to slip in place prior to putting the shelf back. I think that is supposed to be a Robeson 223 lookalike, which is residing in the garage. So I'll go get that. And then I'll slip that shelf back into place. And then, is this the unit? Yep, here it is. And then we're pretty much good downstairs for now. I can get back to the sink, get back to the dishwasher, and clean up some fans. Oh, that looks so much better already. Such a disaster for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So this will slip in here like this. It's a tight fit, but it does fit. Okay. Okay, so this has to go back like this. And that, which orientation does that go in? I'm not sure. I guess we're about to find out. I guess it goes like this. It fits just fine. Okay, close that. Move this back. Get this out of the way. Don't want a 2150 to fall. One of the best fans ever made. Oh, I forgot about this poinsettia fiber optical thing. It just had gotten buried. Okay, and then this, I think, goes in this direction, like this. And everything is lined up pretty good, so I think that's how it was. Alright, I can get to my sink again. I don't need to shift some more things around down here, but this is much better than it was. I can get in and out. I can use the sink, and I can use the dishwasher. Alright, we can take care of the rest of this later. This does not have any urgency at this point. I have a bunch of pedestal fans on the other side that I'll put over here and get those out of the way from over there. And that's good. Okay, perfect. Oh, almost perfect. Much better. Okay, we're going to the Lowe's now. And we'll look at all the non-existent Christmas decorations on the way. So we need to get at least 3 of those ridiculously inefficient General Electric brand that's probably is a Savant or Savern, whatever the heck it is, product. Those incandescent candle glow bulbs. Incandescent candle glow bulbs for the ceiling fan in the living room. Now there's a bit of a predicament because the ones that I have now, the 40 watts ones, which are about the brightness of a 15 or 25 watt bulb, they are the flame tip style and they don't fit in the center globe because the globe is so small. So we have to see if there is different shapes available. If I recall correctly, there were also 60 watt ones available in a different shape, and it might be that if we can't get any in the 40 watts that will fit, we'll just have to get all new 60 watts ones, which is fine because I'll use those 20 watts ones somewhere else because I like them now. Or not 20 watts. What the heck? None of it has anything to do with 20 watts. The 40 watts. But then we're going to have to buy 3 boxes because we need 5. and I think they only come in a box of 2. So we'll see what's there. I don't think we're going to get any Christmas lights, but we'll check the stock and see if there's anything interesting on sale. I am interested to see what the sales are, so we'll try to take a video of that. And then on the way back, because I think the Home Depot is open later than the Lowe's, on the way back I'll stop at the Home Depot and we can take some pictures of the sales there. We might get 2 strings of 50 for the side yard there, the LED area, if there's a good deal on something. I don't really want to spend any more money on unknown quality DELs. That 1 string I put out yesterday, those ones that are allegedly flicker free, the C6s, those look pretty good. I would get a couple more of those. I like those, but I don't want to spend any money on stuff I don't know if it's any good or not, because then it could be a waste. Oh, that car is working so much better now with that new oil in it. Look at this, all these houses, nothing. It's so disappointing. Those are all stinking DEL. And all these houses are blank. There's a stupid flickering DEL spotlight, piece of garbage. understand why all these people race around to get to a traffic light. This happens all the time. You know, the traffic is not linear. There's interruptions, there's breaks. Getting in front of one person doesn't get you anywhere. You know, and you have all these people that they accelerate so rapidly. I mean, you can hear it. The engine goes to 4, 5, 6,000 RPM to get up to 25 miles an hour on a road full of traffic lights. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, I always accelerate very gradually, and I really think that contributes to the longevity of the vehicle. I know a handful of people that have vehicles that are, you know, way over 200,000-300,000 miles, 200,000 or 300,000, and they say the same thing. You accelerate gradually. It's less wear in the engine, less stress on the transmission. Is basic mechanical properties. You're outputting less mechanical wear when you're not going at crazy speed. See, look at this. Here we go. Racing around. Now, they just it just doesn't make any sense. We're gonna all get to the same place at the same time. So you gotta cut over, get in front of me, and then we're gonna stop at the light ahead here and all be in the same spot. Oh, there's a high pressure sodium light. You notice here, all those people that raced around are not making any more progress. We're all going at the same speed now. So what was the point? Burn up all the extra fuel, all the extra wear on the car for what? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And that problem seems like it's gotten worse in recent years. And some people always did that, but it seems like now everyone does that. It's stupid. So that person just raced around all these cars, just cut the whole line of traffic off. Lowe's is up here on the left somewhere. I forget exactly where. I don't come over here too often. I think this is it here, next one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it here. I think the Big Lots just shut. That's kind of unfortunate. I didn't go there very often, but occasionally I would go there if I got like a flyer or something for there, and there's something reasonable. Like I bought some outdoor furniture from there, and actually I bought some solar lights the first year I was living in a house here, and by some miracle the lights still work. I actually think I did a video on that when I went there. A lot of the stuff at that store is junk, but sometimes certain things it's okay for. Alright, here's the Lowe's. I wonder if everything's going to be out of stock. It's only the 18th today. It's not even Christmas yet. And I talked to my mother earlier today. She says that everything at the other Home Depot is already on sale. So I'll be curious to see what's taking place here. And there's all this stinking salt in the parking lot, which is just great. Whatever happened to just sand? Why do we need all this stinking salt? It wrecks the roads, it wrecks the vehicles, it wrecks the floor near the doorway in the house. It's so messy and unnecessary. This is all the incandescent left. 20 watt and 40 watt tubular bulbs. And this microwave bulb. There's hardly any incandescent here compared to last time I was here. That's incandescent. But that's about it. I don't see any high intensity discharge bulbs. These are kind of cool. I have to get some of those for the window candles. That is not good. I don't even see any CFLs. I guess there's some of these non-self-ballasted ones, but I don't see any. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Here's the HID. Oh, here's the CFLs. There's still some CFLs. Decent price still. Oh, and this is incandescent. Okay, I guess there's still some incandescent, but it's definitely dwindling. A lot of these are DEO. This one's incandescent, but that's about it. This one is at a is on clearance, so that's the end of that probably. Those are all DEO. No, there's not much left here in terms of incandescent. This is dwindling fast. Not good. There's so much stinking salt in this parking lot, and a bunch of the lights are busted. This one is busted right here. Typical. These lights are garbage in this parking lot. Now there's salt all over the keys. We got 3 light bulbs. This one is a 60 watts. It's a little bit smaller than the candelabras, I think. So hopefully this will work for the center light. This is on clearance, so these are gone. I can't get another one of these. There's only one left. This was like $4. And then I got another box of the 40 watt ones that are in there. This just seems a little fishy. Nope, they're both in there. Okay. There's plenty of these left. Now, interestingly enough, this is 165 watt lumens, and this is only 210 lumens. So even though there's a discrepancy here, I don't think that it's going to be very obvious. And then I also got these 15 watt tubular bulbs just because I thought they were interesting. Put them in a candle or something. What is the lumens on these? I wouldn't be surprised if these output the same number of lumens as as these other ones do. Anyways, the lights in this parking lot are garbage. like half the street lights are burnt out here. So we're gonna take a look at some of these street lights on the way out. That street light busted. Oh, there's a box. A box. This street light busted. This street light busted. That street light busted. This one works with a horrible glare. This street light busted. I think half of these don't work. All those street lights over there, busted. What garbage. 2 of those street lights there, busted. Street light there, busted. They're all busted. These lights are garbage. Stupid, dumb pieces of junk. Don't even work. Why have them? They're not even worth having. Total junk. Junk that doesn't even work. Alright, now we're gonna go to the Home Depot. I'll take a look at the lights for sale there. As far as the Christmas stuff goes, it was all on sale, but there wasn't much of anything left. The stock was all gone. I think the only thing I would have gotten there was the cactus, and the stock was gone. There is no painted C9s. I think that might be it for the C9s. I don't know. I'm not like they're not going to be anymore, but that might be it for the store brand ones. Because I never saw any of them at all this year. They were all General Electric branded, and they were much more expensive. They're only discounted at $8, but the original retail price at the Home Depot was $8. So I don't know. The lights at Lowe's are just very expensive this year. I wonder if you can get the store brand ones on the computer. I don't know. I guess I'm just glad I bought as many as I did last year. I bought 100 of them last year. Really? These people are nuts. What are you braking for? Trying to get an insurance claim? It's not going to work because I'm not going to follow you that closely. And now he's just cutting in between the 2 lanes here. That's horrible. That's going to cause a crash. Oh, there's some trashy copy wrong music. Oh, yeah, that stupid auto-tune. Garbage. Ugh. I don't know how people listen to that stuff.
Okay, now I'm in the wrong lane here. We needed to move over. Okay, I'll get there. It's fine. So that person cut across and went. I didn't see where that person went. I think that person went off the exit there. What a joke. Completely ridiculous. Those lampposts in there are kind of interesting. They're not high pressure sodium, but they're older style. There's a better selection here. Oh, I better hurry up.
Get what you need when you need it, and tackle your to-dos at your own pace. It may feel early, but the best setups aren't built for the weekend. Get ahead now, only at the Home Depot. Official FIFA World Cup 2026 supporter. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Some of these street lights are busted too, but it's not as bad as the ones at Lowe's. That was abysmal over there. Take a look at some of these street lights on the way out as well. Shut up. This parking lot's reasonably well lit. I suspect these are retrofit lights. There's a sodium light over there. I'm not sure if we can get to that light, but we'll try to take a look at it. Grab the camera on the way. I gotta turn around now. There's a bunch of culverts there. There's the high pressure sodium light. It's an old floodlight, I guess. Can't really get a good picture of it. This is the best picture I can get of it, unfortunately. There was a new, I guess it's like an apartment type building put in over here. Let's take a look at these street lights. There's quite a glare, but the lighting is decent. Looks like all these lights on the bridge are on now. Jeez, I wish I had my camera. That one just went out. Well, obviously I have my camera. I meant the camera for taking pictures. Oh, there's a bunch of lights down there by the pavilion. That gas there is pretty cheap, $2.75. That's a good price. Here is one of the very few remaining high-pressure sodium streetlights in the area. What the heck is this mess here? You know what? I'm gonna go look at that street light. There's two high pressure sodium lights. There's a area light, like the circular ones, and a square one. Working nicely, of course. I don't know why this camera connection thing is so screwed up right now. I don't think that there's any more high pressure sodium down this way anymore, but we can check. This is where all the buses are stored. I come down here a lot in the summer, but not so much in the winter. It's a little too far away to make the trip in the cold. There was a sodium light up there. I'll see if I can take a picture of it. There's one high pressure sodium light left over here. I think I've showed this one before. And there is one more high pressure sodium in this parking lot here. It's a floodlight. Let's take a look at the lights out here. There's a deer, as you can tell, has been wrapped in lights many times over. Busted. Busted. This one is incandescent. Looks like it's still working pretty good. Couple of the light strings are out on this. Typical DEL. Still looks nice. This is at the Riverwalk. We've taken videos here before in the summertime.
Oh, there's some deer over there, but they're not on. It's like they're laying down. Beautiful view here in the summertime. Looks more interesting at night from the other side because you can see all the lights on this side. Whoa, that's all ice. This is pretty well lit at night. I come down here quite often in the summer. Oh, this street light is busted. Tip again. That's incandescent lighting on there with the garland. And then it turns to DEL over here. There's one more place we can check for streetlights and then we'll go home. Used to be some metal hammer under the bridge here. I think those got canceled. No, they're still there, but they're no longer lighting up properly. They've been cycling for a long time. You could tell they were trying to start up, but there was just nothing left of the bulbs. This down here used to be there used to be a public access way down here. And I filmed out here before. In recent times, it's undergone some construction, and I don't think so that it's open anymore. But there used to be some streetlights, high pressure sodium.
It's shut. I used to be able to go in here, but now it's closed. I hope this gets reopened again. I like coming through here. Looks like the buildings got canceled out, or refinished, or both. I don't know. Some street lights here. They're DEL, of course. Horrible glare. Oh, this street light is out. I should grab the pole number. Oh, here. Let's see if I can grab the pole number. How the heck is there all of a sudden all this traffic? That's odd. The streetlights aren't too bad. Limited glare. There's a high pressure something. There was one down here. Well, I've only got 7% left on the battery, so can't go much more. I've used up both of the batteries I brought. The second one I had was pretty much totally out of charge. Not very helpful. Now, I think we got all the vintage street lights. Can't get a good... Oh, that one just started up. I don't think I can get in there. I think that parking is reserved for people on roof there. I'll see if I can get a picture before the battery runs out. We don't have much time. It's already out again. I'm not going to be able to get a picture. Hello. Oh, there we go. Let's put these lights out. So the original intention was to have lights on all three of these bushes here, but that did not come to fruition this year. We'll do it next year. This is a 3 extension cord, and it's a pretty good fit for this area. Whoa. Unfortunately, the bulb did not fit inside the center globe because the bulb is pretty much the same size, or no, it is the same size as the flame tip ones. So I guess I'm gonna have to go back to Lowe's and I'll try to get that A19 shaped one if that's smaller. It stinks because that A19 bulb was like $9, I think. It's very expensive, but if it fits, it fits. It'll be worth it. These bulbs look absolutely amazing. I put those lights out over there. It looks nice to have the lights on there, but those lights themselves are not the greatest. Coloring is kind of weird and they're super flickery. Oh well. And I also did go out and check the oil in the car and it's still fine, so that's a wrap on that. I didn't film it, but I did it. So that's it for today. I just spent some time outside enjoying the lights. I had all of them on and it looks great out there. But it started to rain. So pretty constructive day. Got a lot done. I got the car maintenance done. I got the downstairs clean up a little bit. And now I can start doing some clean and service videos on the vans.